I flew 2,000 miles to Panama City to get 100 million stem cells injected into my body. Here's how it went. So I flew all the way to Panama to get stem cells. How did that come about? I was having some health issues. If you guys follow me at all, you know I'm super into health and biohacking and everything else. And I started to get really irregular periods for a while. I was calling my mom, asking what age she went into menopause, what age my grandma went into menopause. And I'm like, I have quite a few years left. Like, why is this happening? Nobody could figure it out at home. And I heard people talking about how they use stem cells for fertility. I also wanted to address my chronic fatigue. I have hypothyroid and I have a level 3 adrenal fatigue. So it is hard for me to even get up in the morning. I'm on thyroid medication, all the things. So I was hoping the stem cells would help with that. I also heard they could do other things, like they offered to give me a facial with exosomes in the microneedling facial. So it's supposed to make your skin look really good. So I'm excited about all of it. I'm excited to wake up feeling good again. You know, I'm in my 40s. So some days you just wake up and your neck and shoulders are stiff and you have no idea why. It takes me forever to recover from a workout. I'm looking to improve all those things. The reason I traveled for this treatment is because what I'm getting here is not currently approved in the United States. So what I'm getting are mesenchymal stem cells. They get the stem cells from a local hospital. They work closely with an OBGYN who works with expectant mothers who then give their umbilical cords for the stem cell harvesting. They have a lab inside the clinic. It's behind glass, so you can see everything that's going on. And yeah, I was really excited. To my knowledge, when they offer stem cell treatment in the US, they're either taking your own stem cells, which I'm 46 years old. I would rather have brand new stem cells than my old stem cells. But you might be asking yourself, what are stem cells? Stem cells are a special kind of cell that can adapt and turn into any other kind of cell in your body. For example, you have skin cells, you have cardiac cells, you have blood cells, you have all these different cells in your body, but a stem cell can turn into anything. A stem cell also releases exosomes that fight inflammation in your body. Inflammation is like a signal from your body to say, help me, we need help over here. I've since discovered I have a lot of inflammation in my uterine area because I discovered on this trip, and I'll get into this more in another video, that I have endometriosis. So that was something else, and that's something that the exosomes can definitely help with. When you get the stem cells, they start creating exosomes, so they start working a little slower. But I'm also getting exosomes on this treatment so they can go directly to the inflammation. So I found the Origins Clinic through a friend of mine who recommended it. And I knew that they treated a lot of athletes. I did a little bit more research on them. I thought it looked like exactly what I was looking for. I called, I did a consultation with the doctor. And before you knew it, I was planning my trip to Panama. I've never been to Panama before, but it's great. I stayed in like the old part of town, the Casco Viejo, and it was so pretty and so picturesque. It feels really safe here. They use the American dollar. Everybody is super friendly. It's just a great place to visit. I would recommend learning a little bit of conversational Spanish, some banking terms if you want to use an ATM, because not all of them have the English selection. But for the most part, it's really easy to get around. I booked my trip less than a month ago, so this was all happening pretty fast, and so far it's been a breeze. I was super excited to get started. I just knew that this was going to be an amazing experience and just kind of approached it as like a spa week. I did bring some work with me. I brought my laptop so I could finish up any podcast editing and uploading I needed to do. I brought a book, but most of all, it's relaxing and just focusing on my health. My trip started off amazing. I flew out of LAX, which I don't do too often, but the government shutdowns were going on when I was planning this trip, so I was super worried about long lines to get to my flight. So I booked this private suite that you can book at LAX, which I never knew about. It has bathrooms with showers if you need a shower. It has amenities. It has its own private TSA, and when you get to the other side, it has this fridge full of any kind of drinks you could want to take on the plane. And then they put you in a luxury car and they drive you right to your gate. I have never experienced this before and I thought it was amazing. I don't fly out of LAX often enough to use it, but if I did, I definitely would. It was so cool. So the flight was great. I got into Panama. This is my hotel room. I love the brick. It's so pretty. It's in the old part of town, the Casco Viejo. And as you can see, it was extremely historic and picturesque. I had this cute little balcony. I loved it. The first thing I did when I got to the hotel is worked out. This is the hotel gym because, like I said, I was approaching this as like a spa week, a health week. I am getting ready to go to bed early because they're picking me up at like 8:45 in the morning, and so it's 2 hours later. And as you guys probably know, I'm not a morning person, so I want to get a really good night's sleep. I brought a travel pillow. I haven't tried this guy out yet, but I love a firm pillow. Tomorrow, I'm going to the clinic. I'm doing my onboarding. They're going over my medical history again. We're doing an A1 test. I'm not sure what that is. Then we're doing red light therapy, which I love. They're drawing my blood. Then they'll give me a vitamin IV to prep for all this treatment I'm gonna get this week. And then I have a meeting with Dr. Diaz. So I'm really excited. Tomorrow's just like the preliminary day where we're prepping for everything. So I'm not nervous about anything tomorrow. I am curious how I will feel after getting all the stem cells through an IV. I've heard people say they felt a little bit woozy after it for a couple days. Well, I heard one person say that. So we'll see how I do. I brought the Kitsch Hello Kitty satin pillowcase. Look how cute this is. I love a good silk or satin pillowcase. So good night, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. On my first day at the clinic, I started with a room service and some cappuccino, and we drove into the clinic. The clinic is in this downtown business area district. You can see the drive was really beautiful. This is the Origins Clinic where I'm getting everything done. They're in this beautiful high rise with this amazing view. This is the lab where you can see everything that's going on. That's where they get the stem cells and get them ready for you. The first thing they did was take my vitals, and then we did some red light therapy. I love doing red light at home. I have like the red light therapy sleeping bed thing. It's one of my favorite things to do, and this bed was so cozy. Then we did my vitamin IV to get me all ready. This is the same room I'm going to get all my IVs this week. So look at this amazing view. So I have just almost finished my first day at the clinic. I went in, they did a quick onboarding with me, another consultation with the doctor. Then we did red light therapy. That's why I don't know if you can see, I have this mark on my forehead because when they were putting red light on my back, I was laying down on one of those massage bed things. That was so relaxing. I always do red light therapy at home. I have one of those red light sleeping bags, but this bed felt even warmer and nicer. Every day that you go into the clinic, they have you do a different modality, whether it's hyperbaric chamber or red light therapy, because they want to get the blood flowing so the stem cells can move along in your body faster. I also got a vitamin C IV, so I can stop taking my vitamin C this week because they just gave me a mega dose. So they told me to stop all that. So even though we haven't done the stem cells or the exosomes yet, I'm already feeling so much more hydrated and better. When my face feels plumper to me, I don't know if it looks plumper, but when it feels plumper to me, that's how I can tell I'm doing really good. So I'm gonna stay here, have lunch, and this afternoon I have another doctor's appointment, and then I'm done for the day. And then tomorrow we start with the exosomes and the stem cells, so super excited. Good morning. Today is day 2 at the Origins Clinic, and this is my spa day. I'm gonna go in, we're gonna do a modality I've never tried yet, so we'll check in on that. And then we're gonna do my first round of stem cells, which I'm super excited about. And then I get a facial, a microneedling facial with exosomes. Then I come back to the hotel and we're doing like a body scrub, massage, all this stuff. I'm so excited for today. The whole time, the massages are long, like 90 minutes and 90-minute body scrub. And I'm just gonna be focusing on what I'm gonna put on my vision board for 2026. So I'm really excited about today. It's my kind of stuff. Also, I have no makeup on because I'm going to go get a facial. The modality I did today was the Shift Wave Pro. I want to get one of these chairs so bad. It's like a vibrating chair that you meditate to. It has like sounds you listen to, and it's the most relaxing thing I have ever done in my life. I love this thing. Now it's time for my first stem cell IV, getting them straight into my veins. I sat in this room with the amazing view and read a little book that they had next to it to get educated. Then I got my facial, and then I went back to the hotel. They gave me a mask for after my facial. Can leave this on for 15 minutes. So today was my third day at the clinic. I started off actually going to the OBGYNs for kind of a medical surprise that came up while I was here, and I'll talk about that in another video. But after I did all that, I went back to Origins and we did exosomes through an IV, and we did an oxygen mask with exosomes that I breathed in, and then we did a hyperbaric chamber. And the hyperbaric chamber was so relaxing. I seriously want one of those in my home. I brought the book I'm reading. This is the Virginia Gouffre book, Nobody's Girl. I'm almost done with it. And it was just so relaxing, and I feel absolutely amazing after today. And I'm set to go on my cultural tour next. It's raining outside. I hope it's still going on because I was excited about it. But it was funny, I was going to bed last night and I could hear all this excitement outside on the street. And I was like, what's going on? Is it like a national holiday or something? And then I found out it's because Panama qualified for the World Cup yesterday, which is super exciting because they've only done that once before, and everybody's excited about it. A lot of people didn't come to work or came to work late, so I went to the clinic and it was way less busy in that building than it usually is. Usually there's like a ton of people waiting for the elevator. So that's exciting for everybody here. And yeah, I'm feeling great today. So I'm excited to see what tomorrow, my last day, has in store. I did get to go on my cultural tour. We saw all kinds of things, including the Panama Canal. I just want to clarify, I'm just sharing my own personal journey. I'm not giving any medical advice here. So I just got back from my final day at Origins. Today I did PEMF therapy. I got stem cells put in through an IV, and I breathed in some more exosomes. I feel great already, but I'm not supposed to feel my full results until a month to 3 months out. So I'm super excited to check back in with you guys. I'm so excited I did this trip. It was so relaxing. I feel so energized and just ready to get back to my life. And I will definitely keep you guys posted and do another video within the 1 to 3 month mark and tell you what I noticed. I plan on keeping a journal to notice everything that's different, but I'm so excited I did this. I'm going to join some of the ladies from the clinic for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to go to bed early because I'm flying back to Vegas super early in the morning. But I am so excited I did this, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye guys, I'll see you next time.